Welcome back to High Point Raceway in Mount Morris, Pennsylvania on a rainy Memorial Day afternoon. Bob Varsha and David Bailey with you for the first of 2 rounds of 250cc National Championship motocross action. There's the phenomenon of the sport thus far. 4-time Supercross champion and reigning 250 outdoor titleist Jeremy McGrath going for his 7th and 8th straight moto victories and 4th straight overall here today. Here's a look at our standings coming into this race. Jeremy McGrath, perfect so far this year, 150 points. We're getting used to seeing that with the Showtime phenomenon. Jeff Emig at second place is the man who stopped McGrath's winning streak in Supercross at 13 straight events. He'll be hoping to end another streak here today in the outdoor. On bike number 1 is McGrath. The gate is down and we are away. McGrath with a good start on the red Honda.
He gets pushed wide. Number 16, Greg Albertine. Mike Jones is a local, number 49, a privateer. But Albertine just muscled his way around Jeremy, kind of pushed him so wide he allowed Mike Jones to sneak into second. Larry Ward dancing around quite a bit coming down that downhill. Wasn't able to do that double jump right there. Swink and Emig over it clean. They'll make up some time. You see all the mud flying. That's flying in their face as well. So vision is really important, especially back here in a battle like this. If Emig can't get around these two very quick, well, he disposes of Swink. That's the same place Swink got passed by LaRocco.
Your boys moved into third. It's set up for him to go after McGrath and Albertine. How bad does he need this moto win?
He needs this moto win really bad for his confidence and for Suzuki's confidence. I think we're in a position we can still get it. We're only about 8-9 seconds back. We got plenty of time.
Well, he doesn't need a lot of time because Mike LaRocco has already closed up onto the rear wheel of Jeremy McGrath for second place.
Crowd really enjoying it too. It's not that often that they get to see Jeremy really having to fight for a position. And he's in a Suzuki sandwich right now. Albertine out front, LaRocco coming up from behind. And as Mike's dad pointed out, Mike doesn't only need this win for his own confidence, but for the team. If Team Suzuki can pull off an upset here, I guess you could call it, by going 1-2, that'd really boost the whole team and prove to everyone that the bike is capable of winning. And that does a lot for the rider's confidence.
Mike LaRocco, bike number 8, is on a charge, powering past reigning national champ Jeremy McGrath for second. And Henry is around for third place, dropping the reigning champ to 4th. Whatever his mechanic, Pete Steinbrecher, told Doug Henry, it certainly worked. Doug Henry on the blue Yamaha, number 15, runs in 3rd.
There's ruts in the faces of all those jumps coming down the straightaway, and it looked like Emig had a run on Jeremy, and then got stuck in the ruts. There he comes again.
And Emig gets by, however briefly. Now looks like he's knocked it down. 4th place for Emig, dropping the national champ back to 5th. There's Greg Albertine. Rocco not far behind at all.
Wasn't long ago when he won as many outdoor races as Jeremy wins, and starting to look like Mike LaRocco again. Charging from, I guess, about as far back as 6th place at one time. He passed everybody, earned this spot. Now he's really starting to gain on Albertine, and there's time enough for him to pass him for the lead.
20,000 motocross fans watching their heroes in action in some decidedly compromising conditions. Rain continues to fall. Albertine up out of the saddle, taking those jumps in style. Greg Albertine from South Africa picks up the Moto 1 victory here at Mount Morris. Fists in the air as he passes the Suzuki service vehicle. There's James Dobb, an Englishman, giving his South African teammate a hug. He rides in the 125 series for Suzuki. Here are our Moto 1 results. Albertine and LaRocco in a Suzuki 1-2, then Emig, Henry, and Jeremy McGrath. To get up front, they'll have to get a good start. In these conditions, you don't want to wait, as Jeremy McGrath found out in Moto 1. The gate is down, we are away. Doug Henry on number 15. The field funneling into turn number 1. Jeremy McGrath with a great start. There you see him on the red number 1 bike, and he's got all of the early leaders from Moto 1 right there with him.
All the contenders have gotten great starts. Emig looked like he had the whole shot, and Jeremy rode right around the outside of him. Now here comes Emig.
Riding that back wheel, number 2. Jeff Emig takes the lead. Doug Henry right there. He too goes around Jeremy McGrath, who bobbled coming down the hill, and Michael Rocco on the wide line looking for a way past as well.
Also, it looked like Albertine hugged that inside, may have slipped into the 4 spots. The 2 Suzuki teammates, first, the second, and the first moto are right there within striking distance of the lead. Now the Suzuki guys really starting to pour it on.
Rocco goes by Henry for second. Can Henry respond? Oh, and Albertine is down.
Looks like Albertine tried to go for both those guys on the inside, paid the price. We'll see just to the very, very right of the screen. Albertine looked like he had the pass on both of them, or at least was going for it, but it's even more off camber right there against the grass. No traction at all, and the bike just slipped out from underneath him.
It's Jeff Emig, the race leader on the Kawasaki number 2. Slower rider getting out of the way to let the leaders through. Emig, LaRocco, and McGrath nose to tail.
This huge crowd's going to get their money's worth now, I can tell you that. These guys are going to fight for it, that's for sure.
All 3 of these guys with a shot at the overall, but McGrath has to get ahead of them and get some help from slower riders or perhaps someone else. Moving up from behind, contact, and Emig is off the course.
Wow, LaRocco got in there and just punted Emig. It looked like Emig grabbed a handful of gas, and see if we get another look. Yeah, Emig grabbed a handful of throttle. That caught him by surprise. He didn't expect to see LaRocco coming up the inside. He was already on the inside, but LaRocco did a good job to set that up, and now here comes Jeremy.
Two-way battle for the lead between LaRocco and McGrath. You see Emig held on to 3rd place. Fortunately, didn't get tangled in that tape along the edge of the course. And now McGrath gets a little bit wide and LaRocco able to pull away. And now he has LaRocco behind him.
Jeremy got a strong drive out of the corner at the bottom of the hill and just shifted up a gear, made the move on LaRocco. That's where he was losing time in the first moto. Coming out of all those corners, he was getting a lot of wheel spin. He made some changes to the motorcycle, probably, maybe a tire, or else Jeremy just changed his lines, but it's working now.
Meanwhile, this is LaRocco and Albertine now fighting over 3rd. Albertine, very quick in that corner, getting the front wheel up in the air. Sharp left-hander as he consolidates 3rd place from his teammate LaRocco.
He almost gave it back by dropping out wide there again, but got in a little battle to see who was going to let off first, and it was LaRocco who had to.
You can bet Suzuki team manager Roger DeCoster is watching this battle with some interest.
Definitely, and this is the part that scares me about Albertine. As he came into that corner just back to that right-hander, his front end washed out, and then he made a little bobble there. He's already in an overall position. Now he's in a knockdown, drag-out battle with his teammate. And it's unnecessary. This is where he usually makes mistakes and goes down. He's already in overall position, so just take it easy. Roger's keeping his fingers crossed, going, don't make any bad moves. Don't do anything stupid. We're finally going to win one. Don't throw it away.
Look at the gap that Albertine has now opened up over LaRocco.
A little sideways right there. It's funny to watch Albertine. He'll do a lot of things good, and then, oh,
he comes right off the saddle. Lost the grip with his left hand and was just pitched off the back of the bike in a rut. Well, with no one behind him but a lapped rider, a little twist of the front wheel for the fans. To the checkered flag comes Jeremy McGrath. You heard him say earlier, you have to put together 2 good motos at Mount Morris. He wasn't able to do it, but he looks back to see if Jeff Emig is second. Emig is, and with it, he takes the overall victory.